Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show with your hosts LeeSilber and Ellen Goodwin. This podcast is short, fun, and jam-packed with good ideas that you can start using right away. And here's your hosts, Lee and Ellen.
Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show. I'm your host, Ellen Goodwin, along with my host,
LeeSilber.
And today we're going to talk...
Wait, I'm your host?
You're my co-host.
Thank you.
You're my co-host.
I like that better.
Today we're going to talk about removing the friction.
Wait, what are we talking about? You didn't say we're doing... I'm trying to create friction.
You're creating friction.
I know.
So when we're trying to do new things, achieve goals, build habits, get things done, lots of times we run into friction with something that's going to trip us up, that makes it harder to do what we're trying to do. Lee's making a funny face. Let me tell you an example of what just recently happened in my life that made me really stop and think like, what's the friction? How can I change it? So we just recently got a new tree from the city. And the city comes out and they plant the tree for you. And the only thing you have to do, you don't pay them, you have to guarantee that you are going to water that tree for 3 years.
Or else what?
I don't know. I think the tree dies and you've just wasted city funding, and boy, don't you feel bad. So, so I would have to take the hose out because it's on the other side of the sidewalk. So we don't have sprinklers there. So I'd have to take the hose out, and then I have to, when I got done, have to manually loop the hose back onto the holder. Okay, it doesn't sound like much, but it was no fun. It was no fun because the hose is kind of
Life isn't all fun, Ellen.
I know, but
Life is mostly maintenance.
But this was my bit of friction. It wasn't easy to do this. And so I would put it off, and I got to the point where I would just fill up watering cans and go out and water. And I didn't like doing that either. I mean, it wasn't
You don't like
easy.
manual labor, basically.
I don't like manual labor in this point, apparently. So that maybe is the whole friction there. But so what I did, I got one of those hoses that's like about as you could put in your pocket. I don't know what they're called. I think they're called the pocket hose or something. It's not a recommendation or anything like that, but they are. Yes, I did say that. So, okay, in all seriousness, these hoses are super easy to work with. You don't have to wrap them around the hanger or anything like that when you get done. You can just water the tree, bring it back, and do it super simply, super easily. And because that's so much easier to do, I'm not procrastinating on watering the tree. That tree is going to live.
You know, you're exactly right. In fact, I wish I could say I said this, but it was Stephen Covey who said, the easier something is to do, the more likely you'll do it.
Exactly.
And if we both agree that procrastinating, if you're going to have to do it anyway, procrastinating usually, nothing's absolute, usually is not an efficient use of your time. And I mean, I'm the same way. I used to put a cover over my barbecue. And then I'd look out there, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to microwave some. Like it was one impediment too many. And I know that's sad. One thing.
But it's true.
Making things easier to do, whether you leave them out so you don't have to get them out, or you remove whatever little impediments are stopping you from doing something, especially with the things you do often, that is actually very efficient, because otherwise, I just don't feel like the tree dies. The tree dies.
The tree
we don't
dies.
want that.
We don't want the tree to die. No. So there's always going to be little bits of friction that show up, and when you can identify what that friction is, that's why they say if you're going to join a gym, you should join one within 2 miles of your home, because the friction becomes, I have to drive 10 minutes. That 10 minutes, well, it's not like a huge amount of time. It's enough to stop you from going to the gym.
Now, this probably says a lot more about my marriage than I should, but my wife will go to sleep in her workout outfit. So when she gets up, she doesn't have to go get dressed.
Right.
She just rolls out and goes, because she goes crack of dawn to the gym. And that has been one less piece of friction, meaning you get up and then, maybe let's get a cup of coffee first. Oh, look, and then next thing you know, I'm not working out today.
Yeah, exactly. So it's finding that little bit of friction. Maybe,
and eliminating it.
And eliminating
Yes.
it. Yeah. Eating more healthily. Like one of the things I hate when I have to cook is, a lot of our recipes use chopped garlic. Okay. So I'd be like, not going to do that tonight because I didn't want to get the clove of garlic out and chop. And I just bought a big jar of minced garlic at Costco. Okay, I'm willing to accept that it's not this like, ooh, freshly sliced that I just did. But you know what? It saves time and I'm more likely to cook.
I would chop food more, but it's dangerous. So whenever I chop, I have someone else hold the vegetables for me, and that way it's very safe, and I don't have to worry. It's okay. But I am with you. I think when you call it friction, I call it annoyances or
Sure.
impediments. But whatever you call it, if simplify, streamline, all those words, even just saying it,
Mm,
streamline, simplify, means you're taking out complications that
yeah.
keep you from doing what you need to do, want to do, and probably should do.
Yep. Take the friction, take it out, streamline it.
And I'm just going to take my pocket hose out right now.
Join us again next week for the Faster, Easier, Better show.